I'm Lisa K. Donner, along with Jeff Charles, Sarah Calgill, Graham Noble, and Dave Patterson. And this is the Conservative Five, Liberty Nation's online TV news program. Well, conservatives and Trump fans are praying for the House and Senate to turn bright red in the midterm elections. Let's face it, the Dems are sinking fast. It's the economy, stupid. It's the pandemic. It's Afghanistan. And a lack of give a damn for national security on our southern border. It's all of that and so much more that has folks dreaming of reclaiming the upper and lower chambers and then filing articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. And it would be so alarming for the Democrats if they had a viable candidate waiting in the wings. But they seem to pick another very unpopular person to slip into the Oval Office, and that is the Democratic Party conundrum. So what are the chances Mr. Biden will face articles of impeachment? Sarah, good idea or terrible tactic?
It's a terrible tactic, but that ship has already sailed. We saw the onslaught against the 45th president just day after day after day after day, making it the highlight of the American news channels. It was horrifying to watch how one party took advantage of something because they sort of had control after 2018. And I thought it was stupid to impeach Bill Clinton. I mean, I know he committed an offense that was impeachable, but it really just was a drag through the personal mud and a little bit on the embarrassing side internationally for us to be the country that has that guy in office. So I understand how you kind of want to protect that. So going forward, I mean, Graham probably will know this better than I do, but I don't see impeachable offenses just piling up. I see we hate this guy piling up in conservative states and in Trump fans' minds. And they're obvious. They've been inundated with this for so many years. That's all they know. Impeach, 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 impeach. So I think it's a dumb way to go, but I think it's also going to happen. I think it just has to. It has to.
Graham, she's pitched the ball in your direction, so pick it up.
Yeah, well, I actually take completely the opposite view of impeachment. I think impeachment in Joe Biden's case is absolutely justified and necessary. I think, we have to remember that we've really gotten to the point, and maybe it was always like this throughout American history, but we've really gotten to the point now where impeachment really is whatever the majority party in the House of Representatives says it is. Impeachable conduct. It can be anything, can be impeachable conduct. I tend to think that impeachment is necessary because Joe Biden has failed to do what, it's the first duty of an American president to uphold, not only to defend and protect the Constitution, but to uphold the US code, i.e. the federal laws. And Mr. Biden has wantonly discarded federal immigration law to such a huge scale that we can't ignore it anymore. And the way I feel about it is that if Joe Biden is not impeached for his failure to uphold federal immigration law, then why should we ever impeach any president again for any reason? I mean, the Republicans, by not impeaching Biden, would be basically saying we recognize the fact that US presidents are in fact above the law and they can do what they like. But, I'd like to add that I think every single president should be impeached for something. Because I think it would make people think very carefully before they run for president. Knowing that at some point in their presidency they're going to get impeached for some reason. And that's not a good thing for any president to go through. So I think impeachment should also, should almost be like a standard thing now.
All right, Jeff. We've got two sides of the coin. Are you for the buy one get one free impeachment, or do you think it's just silliness? Where do you, put your hand down on this situation?
Yeah, so I'm coming at this from a different angle. I look at impeaching Biden the same way I look at what the Democrats did when they stripped Marjorie Taylor Greene and Paul Gosar of their committee assignments. And they also, when President Trump was in office, they tried to impeach him twice for the dumbest of reasons. Like, it was clear that he didn't do anything that was worthy of impeachment, but they did it because it was a political ploy. It was a way to discredit him, especially after he was already out of office. We already know what that was about because they wanted to really hype up January 6th. So in this vein, and I actually don't like this, but I do think that it's warranted for Republicans to bring articles of impeachment, like serious articles of impeachment against Biden when they have control of the lower chamber, because for the same reason why I want them to strip Ilhan Omar and some of the others of their committee assignments as well. The Democrats need to know that if they engage in this behavior, it's going to come back on them. The only chance, and this isn't even a guarantee, but the only chance of getting the Democrats to stop this silliness is if they know that it's going to happen to them once the Republicans take control. But actually, kind of after hearing what Graham just said, maybe every president does need to be impeached. Maybe we do need an impeachment every 4 years or so. That might be a point, because at that point, the whole process will be diluted and so worn down that it won't even matter anymore. And that's kind of where I think we're headed. I don't think it's a good thing, but I mean, it kind of is what it is at this point. This is political theater, and it's going to continue.
Well, Dave, I kind of come in the same perspective where Sarah stands. I mean, I agree with her that it's just gotten to be political theater. It's nonsense. It's a waste of time. Where do you stand on this? And let's talk a little bit about the odds of a red wave.
I think that there will be a change in the Congress and the Senate. But my point of view on this is that it's a waste of precious time to go through an impeachment process. The whole focus of the U.S. will be on this. And in the end, it won't get any more attention in the Senate than did the impeachment attempt with President Trump. There are so many other things that need to be done in terms of committee action to reverse all of this moronic policy that we've had for the last year. And you just don't have that much time to fool around with an impeachment process that won't give you anything more than emotional gratification.
Yeah, well, to impeach or not to impeach, hey, it's politics, folks. Anything goes. Thanks, panel. That's it for our Conservative 5 panel today. Check out our other C5 shows and segments on your favorite video platform, YouTube, Vimeo, Rumble, or on the mall. As well, Liberty Nation has its own Roku channel where you can see all of our TV productions. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, surf on over to libertynation.com. Sign up for our member zone, just $17.76 for the entire year. Special thanks to our fantastic editor and post coordinator, Frank DiOrio, and our executive producer, Sarah Calgill. I'm Lisa K. Donner, editor-in-chief. Thanks for joining us today. This has been a production of libertynation.com, where truth is making a comeback.